How about them Falcons, man? How about them Falcons? How about them Falcons? Man, what an exciting game that was, bro. That was such a exciting game to watch. Man, how about them Falcons? How about them Falcons? What's going on, y'all? What's up, ABG? What's happening? What's going on? We are fresh off of Atlanta Falcons victory over the Cleveland Browns, 20-23. Such an exciting game. And historically, y'all, the Cleveland Browns have had our number. So to beat them at home, very, very refreshing. I think in our history, we probably played them maybe 15, 16 times. And I think we've only beaten them a handful of times, maybe three, maybe four times. I want to say the last time we beat them was probably, I think, in 2010. I remember Roddy White having a big game that game. I think Roddy had like 5 catches for 102 yards. So it's been a very long time that we've beaten them. Historically, they have owned us, kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers have owned us. I think we've only beat the Steelers twice in the times that we've all played. So it does feel very good to beat the Browns, of course, they're not. Nobody's going to mistake the Browns for a top team in the league. But again, to beat a team that's had your number for so long, like the Browns have had our number, it feels good. Feels good. Great win. What's up, Eric? How's it going? Facebook user, yes, let's fucking go. Facebook user, let's go, baby. Good defense today. Yeah, the defense started off very slow, but man, defense buckled down when we really needed them to and help seal the game. Game sealing interception. Can't ask for nothing better. Let's go. What's up, Facebook user? Norman is in the building. What's up with you, Norman? How's it going? It seems like we only completed one pass in the fourth quarter. It kind of really seems like we only completed one pass the whole game, but we won. I'll take it. We'll talk about all that too, but I'll take it. We did win. Facebook user says Huntley was the MVP of the game. I can go for that. The kid played marvelous. I can definitely go for that, man. He came in late second half, and just put his shoulders down and just ran the ball very, very well for us. He was a man on a mission out there. He was pretty much telling Coach Smith with his play, hey, I need more playing time. Find a way to get me in the game. So shout out to Huntley, man. Like, yeah, he definitely gets the game ball today without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. Rusty Moore Jr. is in the building. What's up with you, Rusty? Says, I have a question, even though we got interception on that last play. While we're playing 20 yards off, they could have thrown the screen easily and been in the field goal range. I understand the logic of playing off 4 yards, but man, please make me scratch my head sometimes. The thing about it, Rusty, when the play works, you can't really question it. As long as the play works, I'm not going to question it. They got the interception. So in my eyes, he called the perfect defense. I can't even front on it. When the play works, I'm not going to question it, especially when it results in a game-sealing turnover, interception at that. So I'm going to actually have to give Dean Pease credit on that because it worked. We got the interception. Sherman Wood is in the building. What's up with you, Sherman? So what's good, Tidy? 1-15. Okay, rise up to you, Sherman. What's going on, man? Our run game was money in the second half. Yeah, man. I in our game thread in our group Atlanta Bird game, man. I said in there, man. This remind me of the old DVD days, man. Look like the old DVD days. We just gonna sit here and run it down your throat. Don, Vic, and Don, Duckett, and Vic. So that was good to see, man. It was really good to just see some old fashioned football. We couldn't pass it. Mariota was off today, and we just said bump it. We about to take this thing back to 1984. Just stop us running the ball. You have to stop us running the ball. So it was just fun to see that for a change in the NFL, especially from your favorite team, especially when that strategy gets you a victory. So hey, that was real exciting to see. My dog, my brother Markeith Abram is in the building. What's up with you, Markeith? What's happening with you, man? Jess is checking in. What's up, Jess? Grady, big Grady. Hey, Grady was silent, but he came through once again in the clutch when we needed him. We might have to start calling him Eric Grady, like Eric Jones used to come through in the clutch. Grady has came through 2 consecutive games in the clutch for us, man. What's happening? Big dub, yes, sir. Huge victory for us, man. Huge victory. Justin says the show they were gone getting on their ass, and it seemed like they turned up the running game. It looked like him anyway. Yeah, we did. You're absolutely correct. And it kind of got to a point where we really didn't have a choice because we couldn't do anything throwing the ball. So we looked to run the ball, and that was very, very successful for us during this game. And like I said, I was happy to see that. I was excited to see that, man. We're in an era of quarterbacks right now in the NFL where they're throwing the ball 40, 50, 55 times a game. So to just turn the clock back and watch a game where you go pretty much an entire quarter running the ball. We have guys like about 14 consecutive running plays? I think we had. Yeah, that was crazy. D. Alford and Caleb Huntley, yeah, they balled out. Sherman says our family at this point will put the NFC South on notice because our division is wide open at this point. And the Aints lost today. Yeah, they lost this morning over there in London. Aints went all the way up over there to London to get their ass whooped. They took their sorry asses all the way over there to London and got their asses whooped. That's what they get, bums. Yeah, Huntley definitely MVP. We can all agree on that. My guy Jonathan Thomas says, "Big bro, this feels good. It feels great, man. It feels great. Well earned victory, well deserved victory, and in front of a very lively home crowd who was lit. They were showing the crowds doing spurts of the games. They had them flags waving, and I heard chants. I'm like, boy, they look like the Atlanta United out there in the stadium today, man. Them folks lit out there. They crunk. So I love to see it, man. And we were playing exciting football. Win or lose, y'all. These new Dirty Birds are exciting. They play with a lot of energy, heart, intensity. It's exciting football. Hey, don't nobody take this the wrong way, but them last few years of the Matt Ryan and Julio Jones era, they were boring. They were boring. It was like watching a show that you've seen 15, 20 times, and it's not even a show that you really enjoy. But now it's just fun. Watching this team now is fun, man. This team now is fun. Win or lose, these boys gonna go out there and fight, and they're gonna be excited. And that's what you ask for your team. I don't think none of us gonna expecting this team to go win a Super Bowl this year, but come out here and fight. You know what I'm saying? And just give us fans something to feel good about. And that's definitely what they've been doing lately. And we all knew we should be 3-1 right now. I'm not gonna say 4-0 because I don't think we were the better team when we played the Rams. I think we got fortunate late, but I will say 3-1. We rightfully should be 3-1. So hey, man, watch out for these Falcons, man. Love the running game. Frank in the building. What's happening with you, Frankie? What's up, my brother? Let's see. Salute to Coach Smith for realizing Marcus Mariota was off ground and pound from here on out. Rise up. Yeah, man. Yeah, and we just talked about that with somebody in the comments, man. Like, hey, we realize, you know what? Mariota can't hit the side of a barn today. He's all he throwing balls to Shaq and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? Manute Bol, rest in peace. Like these man, like yeah, Drake and Kyle Pitts, they tall, but they ain't 7'3", dog. Get the ball down. So he realized that his quarterback was off, and he had to change the game plan, and he just started running the ball. Oh yeah, and shout out. Hold on, real quick. Speaking of running the ball, shout out to our motherfucking offensive line. Give them boys a round of applause. Cause yeah, Huntley ran his ass off, and we had Patterson ran good early too. He got us an early touchdown, but he nursing his injury. His knee is bothering him, so he really couldn't carry the load like he normally would. So Huntley came in and just gave us some huge plays. Also, who came? Algier came in, gave us some huge plays. But over and beyond that, as I was watching that game, I was watching our offensive line late in the game just dominate Cleveland, opening up holes. You know what I'm saying? Not taking anything away from our running backs, But a lot of those plays, those drives, those touchdowns late in the game, it would not have happened without our offensive line opening up those holes. And a lot of times, we overlook the offensive line until it's something bad, until we point out something bad they did. So for y'all, ladies and gentlemen who go back and watch the games, go back and watch those though that drive when we was running down their throat and just look at those holes. Again, not taking nothing away from our running backs, but shout out to the offensive line. They played like some hogs. They played like the 1991 Washington Redskins late in that second half. So shout out to them boys. But yeah, we got the dub, man. It just feel good to get the victory, man. Good physical team win. Team win free of errors, but we are going in the right direction. Seems like the offensive line is finding something. Yeah, Frankie, I just mentioned that. Just mentioned that Huntley showed up, bro. Yes, he did. Definitely did. Eric Grady, yeah, man, Grady. Grady coming through in the clutch, man. Like he coming through in the clutch. He like we used to say about Michael Jordan, he had some clutch shots. Grady got some clutch sacks, man. That's 2 straight weeks that Grady has some a sack that pretty much helps seal a victory. So shout out to Big Grady, man. That's what the Grays do. That's that, and I said this last week too, Jess. I don't know if you remember, but those are Hall of Fame plays. Those are plays that get you in the Hall of Fame. When you develop a rep of closing out a game on defense, that gets you in the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Big Grady because he had a solid game for the most part, the most of the game. But when we needed him the most, he showed up. You know what I'm saying? So props, Grady. Big John Harris is in the building. What's up, John? Says, now we know that this team is one dimensional and it's not Ragon calling the plays. We hopefully, John, that we can start not becoming one dimensional because granted, we did win today with it, but I don't think we're going to be able to win every game that way because teams are going to start scheming specifically to stop that and make Mariota beat us throwing the football. So we just need him to get better throwing. We need him to get better throwing. He had a lot of passes today that were just high, as I talked about earlier. So, hopefully he can work out those kinks in his game. Solid run game. This is the lead this year. Marcus Mariota will game manage this year. Probably so, because he ain't gonna beat many teams with his arm. That's just the truth. Shout out to Lindstrom. He was yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to the O-line. Facebook users. I'm glad somebody giving the O-line some props, man. Because I'm telling y'all, when y'all go back and watch the game, just watch them hoes, man. Them boys over there eating. And I even saw Caleb McGarry out there punishing people. And I'm one of the biggest Caleb McGarry critics on earth. And I got to give McGarry his props because he was out there eating today too. So shout out to the whole O-line, man. Them boys for doing it. Desmond Washington. What's going on? Desmond says Huntley was looking like Michael Turner for a minute. He was, man. And what I liked about what Huntley was doing, Desmond, is he not only was he getting positive yards, but he was setting up his blocks. He was patient. He was setting up his blocks, reading off his blocks, showing that he has the vision, agility, and also the power. So man, that was just great to see. That was great to see. That was tough. Ran through them. Let's see. Murgod 777 says the fans were in it. Yeah, man. We Murgod, as a Falcons fan, our fan base, we catch a lot of hell. Yeah, y'all bad fans. Y'all don't show up. Y'all don't support your team. Hey, man, but that crowd was lit today, dog. They was lit. I'm telling you. At one point, it looked like the Atlanta United was out there. Them Falcons fans were lit. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, man, like, this team is exciting now. Win or lose, the team is exciting. And that's one thing is that keeps your fan base entertained, keeps them coming to the games, keeps that support system up from the fans. So, again, much respect to Julio and Matt, but I'm so glad that era is over because they had become boring. Yes. Dave is in the building. Let's be honest, Coach Pease is a joke and should never be taken seriously. Oh man, so Dave is throwing some rocks at Coach. Why do you now that's an interesting comment because I've been a little critical of some things Coach Art Smith has done in the past, but explain like what do you mean exactly? Explain exactly what you mean. Not everybody's a fan of him, but I think most of the fan base like what he's doing so far. Let's see here. Facebook user says offense line play wonderful. I don't even remember if they got any penalties thrown. I'm trying to. I think we might have got. I remember. I think one in the first half, if I remember correctly. But over and beyond, I know what you're saying. They played excellent, and they did. They should be celebrated, man, because they played a hell of a game. They played a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Let's see here what we got. John Harris says, and finally we have a physical team. They playing like they trying to stay out of jail. Yeah, I seen that, John. Even the first half, John, when they were kind of going through our defense, I did notice that those guys fly around the ball. So some of those plays early in the game, they picked up big yardage because our defense was just out of position. They were not where they were supposed to be, but those guys do fly around the ball. And like you said, we playing physical, man. I like it, man. I like it because Atlanta has been like for so long known as a finesse team. And I'm glad to see them turn into more of a physical team. That's what I would actually prefer, man. I would prefer to see more games like this when you just stop us running the ball. Yeah, we're gonna run, but can you stop us? I love it, man. I'm from the old school football, This throwing 45, 50, 55, 60 times a game is kind of new to me. So I like to see them old school, run. We're gonna run it right down your throat, and you're gonna have to stop us type of games. Let's see what we got. The boy Savage Zacchaeus about that. Yeah, I call it 28 grams, man. 28 grams. Zacchaeus comes up with big catches, seems like every day. And he had another one too. Murgoth says, listen, Marcus is just not it, but we can prevent a QB change as long as we can. Yeah. Let's go ahead and dig into that. Marcus Mariota is definitely not gonna be our long-term quarterback. For every there's some things when you watch Mariota play, you realize that the offense is in ways the offense is better because of his skill set. We can't take that away from him. But then you also realize that some of the mistakes that he makes hurts the team in crucial and critical situations. I really question his quarterback awareness. And it seems like during pressure situations, he doesn't handle pressure very well. He doesn't throw the ball good downfield at all. And eventually we're gonna cross a path where it's gonna become problematic. And it may not even be this season. He may not even be here past the season. But what I'm trying to get at is when you're a new administration and you draft two pass catchers in the top 10, you can't have games where they only have one catch, if you know what I mean. That don't equate. So I don't know looking in the future, next year, next 2 years, 3 years, if Ritter is going to end up being that guy or if they're going to go draft a guy. I don't know, but Kyle Pitts and Drake London, they're young right now. So they're not going to do a lot of barking. But next year after that, Kyle Pitts, he's not going to be content with just getting one catch a game, two catches a game. He's going to eventually get vocal. And whoever the next quarterback is, we just need them to have a mixture of the two. Being athletic, because as we know, Arthur Smith loves athletic quarterbacks. So being athletic enough to run the plays out of the pistol formations, and also having a good enough arm talent to be able to get Kyle Pitts involved in the game, being able to get Drake London involved in the game. So we're gonna have to find somebody who's gonna be able to balance that out, and hopefully he's already on the roster now. That being Desmond Ritter, we only can hope so far. Coaching win today, I can see that. I could definitely see that. If we can get a consistent pass rush, I think our defense would be real solid. We could be real scary. Yeah, we definitely got to do better. The pass rush. There's too many times where quarterback has like 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds back there to figure out what he wants to do with the football. So I don't know, Justin. Like, you know, I guess we really won't know until we played all 17 games and the season is over. But I'm in a conundrum personally. Because some of me wants us to go draft a quarterback in the first round, and some of me won't say, man, you need to go get some pass rushers. You just last two drafts, you took wide receivers, tight ends in the first round, so you need to give this first round pick to the defense. So it's a personal conundrum, but as the season plays out, we'll be able to kind of tell what we need, what we really need moving forward. Offense played spectacular, man. The offensive line was spectacular today. And starting off the game, the Browns drove all the way down the field on us. Judging by that, the Browns' first drive, it looked like it was going to be a long day for us. But the defense did hold them, and that was a good thing. It was just it was a back and forth game all day long. Zacchaeus coming to life. Yes, he is. And I think he's only 25 years old. So that's a plus for us. Let's see. Glad he pulled Patterson so he ain't hurt. Yeah, before the game started, they were saying that Patterson was coming in nursing a knee injury. So I kind of figured he would play, but I was uncertain, whether or not he'd be able to play and perform the entire game. And as we saw today, he kind of favored the knee a little bit, but Patterson still played good for the attempts that he had. Let's see how many rushing attempts did Patterson have today. He only had 9 carries, so not a whole lot. Tyler Algier, man, as a rookie, he 10 carries, 84 yards. Algier averaged 8.4 yards per carry, man. Caleb Huntley gave us 10 carries, 56 yards, 5.6 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. We had 202 yards rushing. And I'm telling y'all that just reminds me of the old DVD days, man. That's when we used to have 170, 180, 220 yards rushing every game. Yes, he was. Chris Lipson was feasting when it was time for him to pull and block. And you know what? I think it's gonna be it's getting pretty close to the time when you got to talk about Chris Lindstrom's extension, man. And you got to pay Lindstrom. You're gonna have to pay him. You got to pay him a lot of money. You have to probably pay him like a top 3 guard. Hey, but he's young. That's the guy you want to keep here for like at least the next 10 years. You want to keep him all through his prime, and you want to build a team with him as one of your focal points. So you definitely got to keep him around and pay him a lot of money for his services. Let's see. Rusty says Falcons running that ball possessed. Yeah, they look possessed. They definitely look like men possessed out there today. And let's talk about our center, Dahlman, right? Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Last year, I didn't think Matt Hennessy did a bad job. Beginning of the year, I think he struggled. But I think toward the end of the year, Matt Hennessy was playing good football for us. So I didn't see a reason to bench him coming into the next year. I did not. Drew Dahlman, every game, he has like 1 or 2 just terrible snaps. So I mean, do we need to maybe start rotating Hennessy back in a little bit, or do we give Drew Dalman more time? Because man, you can't keep messing up the snap, bro. You can't keep messing up the snap. Not only is that one thing that can create a turnover, but you knock your quarterback off his rhythm. You knock the quarterback out of rhythm. So, what do y'all think about Drew Dalman? Like, are y'all confident that he can work through it, or do you bring Hennessy back in for a few plays and see what happens? Says Huntley played like he had a lot to prove. I think to him, how he felt, he probably does. How he feels, he has a lot to prove. Playing for more playing time, and he's probably also playing for a bigger contract too. You want some more guaranteed money. Um, see, Sherman says, I noticed we give Cordell Patterson a break, which was a good thing. Rested up CP. And shouts out to 17 man. He is the real deal. Yeah, I call him 28 grams, man. Somebody told me how to pronounce his name, but I totally forgot. Alamad, excuse me, y'all. I don't know how to correctly pronounce his name. Zacchaeus, but I just call him 28 grams for short. His initials are OZ, OZ 28 grams, so that's what I call it. Mark Brown says everybody won this weekend. Yeah, the Bulldogs won yesterday too, but you know what? Georgia had me pissed off at him yesterday. Not gonna front, not gonna lie. I was very, very pissed off at the Bulldogs yesterday. Very pissed at the Bulldogs. I'm not gonna even get into Georgia Bulldogs today, because Falcons did good. They won a hard fought victory. So I'm gonna focus on these dirty birds. I'm not gonna even get to them boys in Athens today, because they played like shit yesterday. Just said the team got heart. They knew people were saying we were the worst team in the NFL. Yeah. And it looks like, Justin, they took it personal, right? Looks like they took that personal. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Mark McGarry playing for that money. See, McGarry did not get his 5th-year option. And y'all notice in the offseason, McGarry took conditioning serious. McGarry went and put on a lot of muscle, man. McGarry came into camp looking like the Incredible Hulk. So McGarry is playing for another contract himself. And like I said, I've never been like the hugest McGarry fan, but I must admit, man, he's been playing pretty solid, as of late. Let's see here. Facebook USA, AJ Terrell and Case Harris shutting shit down. Yeah, they played good today. Hey, especially AJ. Every time they threw at AJ, he was there. I really only saw AJ give up maybe one reception today. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I only saw him give up maybe one reception today. So he played very, very well. But again, going back, y'all, just going back to that drive when we just ran the ball, man, that was a sight to be seen. And you don't even really see that in today's NFL much at all anymore. So I really, really enjoyed that. And what I'm gonna do also, y'all, give me just a second. I'm about to drop the link in the comments here, because that was an exciting game, at home victory. So if anybody want to come here and chop it up, I'll give you the opportunity to. If you want to come in and tell us your thoughts about the game and your critiques, let us know. So give me a second here. I'm going to drop the link in the comments, and if you want to come here and talk with me, just let me know, and we can bring you in. All right, so just drop the link. So if anybody want to come in, let me know. John Harris says, once again, these officials were ridiculous. That uncalled pass interference and that no whistle on Chubb strip almost cost us the game. Yeah, man, like they slipped us a Mickey on that Chubb fumble, man. Like, Nick Chubb is still fighting for yards. They haven't blown a whistle. You decide after we pick up the fumble that his forward momentum had stopped. Nick Chubb was trying to put the ball over the goal line to get a touchdown, and he got the ball knocked out, and they called him down. Like, come on, y'all. and they weren't calling no holdings on them. They was holding us most of the first half. I don't know what kind of refs that we had. that was crazy. It's obvious coach has a plan and we will be good on the offensive side, O line and running back. Let's see, only 7 completions for Marcus Mariota. Mariota was off. Mariota was only 7 for 19, only 139 passing yards. So this definitely wasn't a good game at all for Marcus Mariota. Mariota got to play better. I mean, I'm glad we got a victory, but he still got to play better too, because you ain't gonna be able to win every game like this. Some of these teams out here gonna make you beat them throwing the football, and we got to be able to do that. So he has to be better also. I agree with you, Jonathan. Said this team grit, they don't give up like past regimes. I agree. Like I'll tell you, man, the last regime had gotten boring. So this is a breath of fresh air without a shadow of a doubt. Mark says, "What are you smoking, bro?" I bought one of those Pappy Van Winkle cigars, and I was like, "This trash." I paid 20, but yeah, man, I could have told you to save your money on that Pappy Van Winkle. I don't, those Pappy Van Winkle cigars, they got a real smoky. They're real smoky, and that's not like what my palate prefers. This is a H Upman blended by AJ Fernandez. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, those Pappy Van Winkles, I don't like that. I know the bourbon is like top tier creme de la creme, but the cigar, they just too smoky for me, man. I like flavoring my cigars. I don't like them to be like real smoky. I like a lot of flavors in mine. I don't like them to be too strong or too bold. No, I want mine to be flavorful. So, yeah, I don't like those Pappies either. Frankie says you got to give it up to Marcus Mariota, keeping his eyes upfield on the scramble, made some big plays down the field, finding guys wide open. Some plays he did. But I think he does got to play better, because if it wasn't for those running backs and the offensive line stepping up in the run blocking, we definitely would have lost today, and a lot of that would have been on him. So personally, for me, I was not impressed with Mariota this game at all. Like I say, he does bring an element to the offense that makes us harder to defend, and keeps defenses more off balance. But he has to be able to throw the ball also, because you like John was saying earlier, you just can't become totally one dimensional, and like we did today. So he has to help out the offense also and do his part as well and cut down the turnovers. Mariota has 7 turnovers this year. No, he got to cut down these turnovers, man. Every game he's getting like 2 turnovers. So you're not gonna win like that. Defense only gave up 20 points, and it looked like it was going to be worse than that. As the game once the game started, it looks like they might have was going to blow us off the field. Just judging by that first down, and they eventually did not score, which is good. Russell says we're playing good, but just imagine if Mariota's arm was not holding us back. We would be even more lethal. Yeah, Russ, and that's kind of what I was just hitting on before. Like, we need him to do more throwing the football for us. Because once again, to reiterate, you can get away with it now. But Drake London in the first round, Kyle Pitts in the first round, both the top 10 picks, one is a top 5 pick. They're not going to be like rookies and second year guys forever. Year 3, they're going to be, hey, man, I need the ball. Maybe even late on this year for Kyle Pitts, So we're gonna need Mariota to do better throwing the football. And don't get me wrong, I know he's no Aaron Rodgers, we're never gonna mistake him for that, but he has to do better. And I think he struggles a lot when it's time to pass on the run. He doesn't throw very well on the run, and he high points the ball a lot, man. He throws the ball high a lot. I even saw it today. Like, why do you throw the ball so high? Get the ball down. Like you're not, you're not throwing a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Get the ball down a little bit. Um, Hell, I'm willing to wait for that second string quarterback for Alabama. He's a beast. I don't know about that, Mark. I mean, he came out there and looked good yesterday in when Bryce got hurt, but he's running like he's running like a lot of option plays. Like that don't really translate over to the NFL. And not only that, you can't guarantee that even if that guy turns out to be a stud, you can't guarantee that you're gonna be the team to draft that guy. If he's that good, you're gonna be fighting with like 20, 25 other teams. And we're talking like 4 or 5 years down the road. And either by that time we're gonna have been drafted a quarterback, or Desmond Ritter will be our guy, one or the other. The more wins we get this year, the more attractive we look to free agents next year. True, and then we're gonna have some money to spend next year too. So you make a good point. So let's see here. And we got Grady record of sacks this year. Hopefully he can get all pro recognition. Because he has definitely deserved it. He just don't get double digit sacks looking like he will this year. You make a good point. How many sacks has Grady got so far? I think he has three and a half, something like that. So yeah, I hope he does get all pro. I think the last time Grady made all pro was it 2017 or 18, I think. I know he's made the Pro Bowl since then, but what about the all pro team? Somebody help me out on that. I think it was 2017. Was it 17 or 18? I think it was somewhere around that time. Says we totally playing with house money this year. Yeah, man. Somebody gave us 10 stacks and said, hey man, go have a good time at the casino. It's on me. And that's a good thing about it, man. Like I said, I don't think anybody expected this team to be Super Bowl contenders this year. I don't even think most of the fan base, thinking we're gonna get in the playoffs this year. So we're playing with house money. Still going through a rebuilding phase. Still trying to find. I was gonna say we're still trying to find an identity, but I want to change that and say we're still trying to establish our identity, because I'm starting to see a little bit of the identity of this team. So you make a damn good point. Hey, this is house money this year. I'm confident next year we'll be even better. We'll be an even better team. We'll have another draft under our belt. Our young guys will be a little bit older, and we'll be able to go out there and buy some free agents. So that'll be another good thing. And also, I saw speaking of young guys, I'm starting to see Troy Anderson get a lot more playing time. I saw him make a few tackles out there today as well. So that's another plus. Your second round pick starting to get reps, get minutes, get experience. So that's a good thing. I'm hoping that Troy Anderson will blossom into an absolute stud for us. So hopefully he continues to mature and eventually becomes a Pro Bowler or All Pro himself. Because this guy has the raw talent that he has. I mean, just rawness is second to none. Speed, agility, versatility. So I'm hoping he blossoms also. Facebook users, I like Huntley, and he takes the load off Patterson. Now we can open up receivers and get Patterson. Hold on. Now we can open up the receivers with Patterson out there as well. And Easy Brown, what's up, Easy? Says we got a lot of young pups on the field. Tighter, they'll be all right. Yep, you are absolutely correct. Got a lot of young pups out there. Eric Park checking in. What's up, Eric? Says let's take this win into Tampa next week and make Tom Brady break another tablet, make him have another temper tantrum. Are we playing in Tampa or are we playing at home? We going down there, or we playing at home? We got to win that game against Tampa, man. Y'all know Tom Brady never lost to the Falcons in his career. We can't let that man retire and he undefeated against us. We got to win this next game against Tampa. Jess Williams says, to be honest, I think Patterson got the heart of the team. Patterson plays with a lot of heart, a lot of passion, determination. I love watching Patterson play football, man, because he giving his all when he's out there. So you're right. You make a good point, man. He's definitely one of the heartbeats of this team. You make a wonderful point. I wonder if they're going to give us credit for the win and get the Browns to injury excuse. Now, you got to give us the credit, man. We went out there, we just took that game from them because they had the opportunity to lock this game up, but we went out there, we took that game from them. So they got to give us that credit for it. Does Desmond Ritter play at all this season? If so, when? I think he will. I think he will because I think they're going to want to evaluate him. And this is going back to the do we draft the quarterback in the draft conversation next year? Um, I think Fondo and Arthur Smith, they want to have some kind of evaluation on him in real game situations against first team defenses. So I think he will play. If we if if we do happen to get mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, I'm sure you'll see him. Mariota continues to play bad football. They'll probably put him in. Let us start getting blown out. They'll put him in there and see what he got, or let us blow another team out. They'll put him in there. But I think they are going to put him in here. I can't exactly say when precisely, but I know Coach Smith is itching just to see what he really got with Ritter, especially from a passing situation. What kind of arm does he got in real game speed against real legit defenses? Because we as we talked about all throughout this live. Not sure how dependable Mariota's arm is going to be for us. Let's see here. Facebook user says, as long as the games are like this. Okay, I think you responded to somebody. I do want to say this. That drive where we ran the ball like 13 or 14 consecutive times, we got down to the red zone. I didn't like this part of the coaching with Coach Arthur Smith because we ran all the way down there, and then we got to the goal line, and we had the snap. I was just complaining about Dalman snapping the football. We had a bad snap, and I just wanted us to continue doing what we did to get ourselves down there. Stay in the pistol formation. Or you don't like the 5-yard line. They couldn't stop you running. Their defense was obviously tired. So if you're not gonna get in the pistol, we'll just say, you know what, bump it. Get in the goal line formation, or get in your short yardage situation. I didn't like how we ran the ball down and throw all the way down into the 5, and then all of a sudden we just switched it up. I want to say Coach Smith probably got a little cute down there, or maybe he outthunk himself instead of just continuing to do what was working. If you ran the ball 13, 14 consecutive times, what is 2 or 3 more times gonna hurt? Stay in that running formation, stay in that pistol formation, where you can run all your where you run all your basic and standard run plays that had been successful for you, and just finish the drive off. I didn't see a reason to get down there and really get cute. So that's probably one of my biggest grief that I took from Arthur Smith this game. Michael Arvin, what's up, Mike? How you doing today, brother? Let's see. Mike also says Coach Smith has Cordell Patterson on the snap count. Smart. Yeah, Mike. He came into the game questionable. Also, something with his knee. I think he was nursing a bum knee or something of that nature. RJ Smith is great defense at the end. Yeah, D Alford ended the game for us with a game-sealing interception, and also once again Grady Jarrett, Eric Grady, coming through in the clutch for us, and getting us another big sack as well. Grady the Freak Jerry. Yeah, Grady has been great for us so far this year, man. He's been playing real good football. I think there was only been one game where Grady wasn't playing like Grady Jarrett normally plays. But so far this year, Grady is looking like the 2017, 2016 Grady Jarrett. And yeah, everybody's talking about Caleb Huntley. Caleb Huntley was big also today as well. Like I said, we ran the ball like the old DVD days, man. That was great. That was great to see. Um, defensively, we didn't exactly shut Nick Chubb down, which I don't think most of us thought we would do. Anyway, Nick Chubb, you talking about an elite running back, arguably the best running back in the NFL. So you're really you're not gonna shut him totally down. As the old saying goes, you don't shut him down, you just hope to contain him. So Nick Chubb hit us for about 118 yards on like 19 carries. He was like 6.2 yards per carry. But when we needed to, we were able to get a helmet on him. But again, you're not gonna totally shut him down. Then I'm looking at it, and then Jacoby Brissett, he had 234 passing yards. He was 21 for 35. Of course, he had the one interception. But I think ultimately, because Brissett, of course, is not their starting quarterback. I kind of think Brissett played okay football. I don't think he was bad. I don't think he was great, of course, but I think he was okay today. He did make some big plays for them when they needed him. He made one just excellent throw down the field where he actually had D. Alford beat, and he put that ball exactly where it had to be. I think they gained about 45 yards, and he threw a perfect strike down the field. Also at the goal line, when he ran for the touchdown, the pump fake that he made, I thought was great also. So I think he played pretty good for them, all things considered. Let's see. Walker was exposed this game. Did we play Debo? That's a damn good question. I'm glad you asked that. I said last week on my live stream that I want this team, because all football teams want a franchise quarterback, an impact franchise quarterback, and I want us to ultimately get us a franchise linebacker. And Walker, I think Walker's a solid player, but I don't see him. From what I've seen for him so far, I just don't see him as that franchise linebacker. Who's just gonna totally lead the defense and just be dominant for you. I see him more in a supporting role. I don't see him as being like, how we say QB1 or RB1. I don't see him really in the role of LB1. I haven't seen it yet. So do we play Debo? Yes. I think he actually comes off injury reserve next week or maybe one more week, but he's coming off injury reserve pretty soon. I'm gonna be honest, man. I would like to see what Deion Jones could do with this defense. I definitely don't think he would make it any worse. I'm gonna assume he's gonna come back 100%. I don't know what kind of mentality he has right now towards the Falcons. I don't know if there's any kind of behind closed doors friction. But I really would like to see Deion Jones in this defense and see what he can do, see what he can bring, see what he can add. If nothing else, he does have that experience, athleticism. But they did they did do a contract restructure with him earlier in before the season begun, and to me, it looks like that indicated they want to trade him and they're going to trade him because that restructure made it easier for teams to trade for him financially. So all signs are pointing to the Falcons trading Deion Jones. But I really would like to see him play, man. I think he could look at this season as a season of redemption, a season to prove a lot of doubters wrong, and maybe some of those doubters are coaches on our coaching staff. But I think this team,
I think Dion coming back and playing for us would be a bonus. And I mentioned Troy Anderson just a moment ago. With Troy Anderson getting so many reps now, that's almost another indicator that they really um, moved past Deion Jones. So I really would like to see him back. But if I had to bet, if I was betting on this, I would bet that they would bring him back and let him play, and just to kind of show teams that he's healthy, and you can trade for him. If I was betting, but I mean, I would like to see him blend in with the defense, man. Um, I really would, but we shall see how that's gonna go, man. I don't know how that's gonna play out, but all things look like they're gonna try their best to trade. Michael Arvin says Browns averaging 190 yards rushing per game. How many did they get today, Mike? Let's see. Well, they had 177 today total. They had 35 carries. 177 yards rushing, and they averaged 5.1 yards per carry, 2 rushing touchdowns. So they almost hit their average. What do we average? Was it 176? I think something like that. Is our average. And again, y'all, if anybody wants to come in and chop it up, I'm gonna drop the StreamYard link. If you want to come in, just click on the link. I'll bring you on. Let's see. Brissett has beat us before. My boys had me nervous. Yeah, I remember Brissett has beat us. A lot of no-name quarterbacks have beat the Falcons in the past. Unfortunately for us, but we did. We got the dub on them today. Let's see. Facebook user says, I think it was brilliant how Arthur Smith displayed our running backs. We had 200 yards rushing, and Caleb has earned him a spot in the rotation onto the Bucs. Yeah, I totally agree. Arthur Smith saw the pass game wasn't working. He saw his quarterback Mariota was just it just was not a good day for him throwing the ball down the field, and he realized, hey, I got to switch it up. Let me just start running these running plays. And the great thing for us is our offensive line, they started playing phenomenal, and we just started gaining yards on the ground, and we just kept it up. So that was a great thing for us, man. So props to Coach Smith. Not trying to force the passing game, not trying to force it to Kyle Pitts when it wasn't working, and not trying to force it to Drake London. As long as you get the W, that's really, really all that matters. Let's see. Michael says he graded interceptions. Coach Smith might have found his King Henry with Huntley. Kid's upside is limitless. He definitely impressed today. He definitely did. And you got to give him some more reps next game, and see if he can keep that up for us also. And we want to welcome my guy, my dog, into the building. John Harris, how are you doing today, sir?
It's good to be out of jail and free. And with an extra bonus, a good win, boss. Good win.
Yes, sir, John. Welcome back on your regular Facebook profile. Before I let you get your spiel on the game, John, we're gonna bring in Billy Ray Fields also to the stream. How's it going, Billy Ray?
What's going on, man?
Not much at all, man. Coming off our second win of the year, man. How you feeling about it?
Hey, look, it's trust the process, man. We got to trust the process with these boys, man. I think John said earlier, boy, that they'll make you drink if you're trying to stop drinking, boy. They'll make you start drinking.
Yeah, John said he's trying to quit drinking, but
yeah,
team
man,
will make you break all your resolutions and promises. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Billy Ray.
Yeah. Now, I'm about to say, let's pick up what you're saying, though. I think Caleb earned him a spot today, man. I like how Arthur Smith displayed his running backs. He saw Mariota wasn't really doing what he normally do. He did fumble the ball. Well, let me ask you something, Tidy, on that center quarterback exchange. Well, that was on Dahlman, or was that on Mariota this time?
On that snap out the gun?
Yeah, on that snap. Because, this is a every Sunday thing where issues with the snaps. It's either Dahlman or Mariota every game.
The very last one, I think that was on Mariota. I think he took his eyes off the ball. I think that one was on Mariota. If we talking about the same one.
It was 2.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. The first one, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the first one was on Dahlman and the second one was on Mariota.
Yeah. Hot hands Dahlman, man. He thought the man was in the shotgun. Hey, next thing you know, ball just flying all up in the air. And see, man, let me tell you something. Mariota, he reminded me of those catchers that used to catch for Phil Negro with that knuckleball. Joker used to have glove this doggone big back there because Phil Negro, that knuckleball would go every which kind of way. And that was Dahlman. That was Dahlman, man, because man, he get excited and just fire back there, man. And you know, it's in the stomach, might be in the man's gonads, ain't no telling where the ball. You know, I'm just saying. But Tidy, just and boss man, I'm gonna tell you something. I saw something today that I was thinking, and Tidy, did you ever go and watch what I told you to watch?
With Terrence Mathis?
Yes.
I haven't. Just send it to my inbox, John, because I can't find it through my tags.
Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, okay, cool. But thing is that we became really one-dimensional today. One-dimensional. Run. Now, the fortunate thing about it was that Cleveland could not stop it. I mixed it up to the point where Cleveland couldn't do anything about it. Now, if you recorded the game, I want everybody to watch how Algier was running in the beginning and how he started running later. Because Algiers usually follow Pookie and them, Lindstrom, Matthews, follow behind him and run up their back. But after Huntley got in there and Huntley started hitting them holes, I mean, Huntley was going after the holes. Algier was trying to power his way, kind of like Chubb was. Algier's been ever since he's been playing. Until Huntley came in there and got him a touchdown. Running through those holes like he was shot out of a cannon.
Right.
That's the way that Patterson runs. Patterson don't be trying to run behind that line. Whatever little hole or crack that he finds, he's shooting through the holes and the cracks. Algiers learned something today. Don't run. Let them jokers go ahead and fight with the defensive lineman all they want to. They're not going to move them. They're going to create you a crack. You see that crack? Go through it if it's over there. But if it's not over there, look for another crack to go through. And that's, man, I'm telling you, man, that was the difference between Algier and Patterson. Whenever Algier was spelled Patterson, you know, and he was making money. Algier was making money today after that change took place.
Right. Especially that long 42-yarder that really got our momentum up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do y'all think that's something we're gonna be able to continue to do? I mean, just run the ball like that, or are we gonna have to be forced to incorporate more of our passing game now?
Look, people looking at tape. Now, Cleveland was looking at tape today. That's why Cordarrelle Patterson was not as that coupled with the knee was not as effective as he usually is. But see, people, look, man, every time you play, especially if you're quote unquote hot and you come down, that bullseye on your back gets more and more rings.
Yeah. I would say this. I would say to piggyback off that, I believe we take it back to the Harvey Dahl days when we had Michael Turner. I mean, that's who we are. We run the ball to set up our play action for Mariota. Because we know Mariota, he's a journeyman. He's a stopgate. So I think that's our identity. Run the ball, play smash mouth football, let them stop us.
Yeah. Now,
okay. So y'all think, because I was saying earlier, I think we're kind of starting to establish our identity. So do you think right now that's our identity, a running team? Because I think we came into the game a top 6, top 7 running team in the league. So are we back to just a pound you, hit you in the mouth football team running down your throat?
That needs to be something that people watch out for. See, really, I want my team unpredictable. The first brick in the wall toward becoming unpredictable is being able to run the ball. See, because hey man, if you got first downs that you can get, or you say for instance, you're eating up clock, because see now like last week we had about six over 50-yard drives last week.
Right.
Taking time off the clock. But today, man, some of our possessions, I'm gonna, I'm gonna post a drive chart.
I know. How many points did we leave on the field, John?
I don't even think they were a minute. I think each one of those possessions, because see, man, we went 3 and out about 4 times before we started running the ball, started pounding it. And I mean, it was, passes off the hands of folk, interceptions, and and this man, Mariota, Taddy, I got to send you this, because see, the thing is that I'm asking quarterback coach, why is your quarterback staring at his receiver? Because see, that interception that he threw, he was looking dead at that man, and the man was his defender was right along with it. Okay. Either you throw it in front of that man to where he's getting ready to run, so either he catches it or nobody catches it, or throw it high or throw it in the dirt. But don't throw it to the man. You don't throw it to the man. That man undercut that, interception, drive, kill. And the people down there at the Dome, man, I'm just glad that they got a chance to see a victory in the Dome. I'm glad to see that, because see, the thing is, man, when was the last time we won in the new place?
Ooh, we got to go back, the last year?
Yeah. Sometime last year, man. And see, I'm going to tell you something else. I think we still looking up at the Halo board. God, dog, this is a pretty place.
Yeah, we still memorize how it looks inside.
but see, the place too pretty. The Dome is too pretty. Okay? Now, I thought that them having the roof open was going to cause a problem, because see, you remember that picture I sent of the crowd? It looked like you were outside. The way that the sunlight was hitting the people there, looked like you were outside.
Yeah.
But man, hey, I'm just glad we won. I'm glad we won. We 2-2. There's a whole new ball game now. So hey, come on, go get them. That's all I got to say. Just go get them.
Right. Let me ask you this, Billy Ray. I talked about this just a moment ago.
Tyler,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, and I'll actually want you to get your question out. You go ahead, Billy Ray.
Oh, I was just about to say, what you think about Amari Cooper and our boy AJ Terrell? He's come alive since the past 2 games. He was getting burnt and getting out of missed assignments, missing tackles. But now I think you're seeing the AJ Terrell that we drafted, the one that we love.
Right, I totally agree. AJ played great football today. I only can recall, and I'm probably missing some plays, but I think he only gave up like 1 reception when he was like in man coverage against him. Every other time other than that one, man, everywhere Cooper was at, AJ was there. I want to say he followed him most of the game or some of the game. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Billy Ray. Even the game against the Aints, where he gave up the 2 touchdowns, I never got worried. And I say that because those 2 touchdowns he gave up, man, it was goal line situation. And Michael Thomas at one time was a top 2, top 3 wide receiver in the league,
Yeah.
So he still got that in him. And Jameis Winston just threw excellent passes and he made excellent catches. It's not like AJ was not where he was supposed to be at. So I never got worried about AJ Terrell. Even after those first 2 touchdowns, you go back and look at him, you're like, well, AJ, where he's supposed to be at, he just made a hell of a throw hell of a catch. So I'm not worried about AJ. To me, AJ is a certified baller, and he's going to continue to get better as the season progresses. And also, Hayward played good today also, because Hayward had kind of been struggling in my eyes, but even he played good today. So I was very satisfied with our corners. Very satisfied with our safeties too. I'm noticing the safeties, they'll come up and tackle you too. So
I'm loving Richard Grant, man. Richard Grant is improving every single game, man.
Yes.
If you haven't paid attention, wherever that ball goes, he's 90% around that ball if you don't make the tackle.
Right. And you know your boy Jalen Hawkins, he forced the first fumble. You know?
Yeah. I believe. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I'm going to say this about A.J. Terrell. The Rams game with Matthew Stafford, the old crafty, crusty veteran. You remember the 2 touchdowns that were thrown on that left side? Those passes were perfectly placed, and the play was perfectly ran so that natural separation was created because of the path that Terrell had to take to even check the receiver going over there and put him at least 2 men in front of him of a gap that he had to try to make in less than 10 yards. The ball was lobbed where only the receiver could get it. Okay, he would have had to interfere with him to stop him from getting the pass. Okay,
right.
So things
right.
Think about cornerbacks and defenses. They can be schemed right out of the game now because you can't do the things that you used to do in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Okay, about bumping receivers. Matter of fact, they're supposed to be emphasizing enforcement of contact with a receiver after the 5-yard chuck zone. They're supposed to be tightening up on that. Now, and that's why I was so upset about that pass interference that wasn't called. You know, you sitting up here, because Pitts got that call last week because the man was holding his arm over there on the sideline, and Buddy just happened to see it running along the sideline. Now, I got a man on or behind the play. You're supposed to be looking to see what's going on here. This man done grabbed this man's arm so he can't get his arm up. Now, and I'm going to tell you something else. Now, who was that? Who was that receiver that got interfered with today like that? Was that Zacchaeus? Was that Z?
For us?
Yeah, for us.
It was it OZ or
was it Drake?
Or it might have been Lunch. But see, thing
I
is,
think it might have been Drake.
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at it. But the announcers were saying that once they looked at it, they said, "Oh, that was pass interference." Then they said, "Well, the receiver and the cornerback, they dapped each other up and shook hands." Hold up, bro. Hold up. You're not getting paid to be friends with nobody out there on that field while we playing football, okay? We playing football. That man just interfered with you catching the ball to get a touchdown. You're supposed to be throwing your hands up, hollering at the receiver, making the motion to sell the fact that you got interfered with, to make somebody look at this again. But the thing was, I think it was in was it within the 2 minutes or whatever? But whatever it was, you're supposed to be acting a fool out there, man. That man interfered with you getting a touchdown. Stopped you from getting a touchdown. At least pass interference down the field at the goal line or something, man, because we trying to convert a third down, and they had set it up beautifully. In order for that pass to be completed, and that would have been a good Mariota pass. Right. That would have been a completion by Mariota. Okay, but you took that away because of the fact that you didn't get pass interference, and they didn't call anything. They act like they didn't see it. And see this, and man, let me tell you something. That Nick Chubb fumble tied hear a whistle. Yeah. Did y'all hear a whistle?
There was never a whistle.
They didn't ever call him down.
Now see that's my man. Look. Y'all gonna sit up here and say that the man's forward progress stopped. I'm still waiting on a whistle on that play. Because see, Aren't you supposed to play to the whistle? If the man's forward progress has stopped, you blow the whistle at the time that you determine that the man's forward progress has stopped. Am I right or wrong now?
Correct.
No, you 100% right.
So I can stop playing. But see, thing is, until you blow that whistle, I'm still clawing at the ball. I'm still trying to get the ball from you. Okay? You still ain't blowed the whistle. Ball come flying out, going 5 or 10 yards down the field. Hey, that's a fumble, man. I fall on it. That's supposed to be my ball. Now, how in the world, man, see stuff like that costs people's games, costs people jobs, and costs people money. Costs people money.
It would be different also if Chubb wasn't still trying to get in the end zone. That's what got me, because he was still trying to reach the ball over the goal line. It ain't like sometimes they'll say the runner gave himself up, but Chubb never gave himself up. He was trying to get, he was trying to get a touchdown. Yeah.
But even at that, don't you blow the whistle when the man gives himself up?
Right.
See, the whistle controls all game action on the field. You blow the whistle, play is dead at that time. But if you don't blow the whistle, I might be back. I might be fighting with somebody over there on the other side. Okay, you don't blow the whistle, and I get the ups on him and knock him down on the ground. You throw a penalty, you throw a flag on me for roughness or whatever.
Right.
So the play is over with, man. That's your job. That's all 8 of y'all job out there, to blow that whistle so I know that the play is stopped, that I'm through. Come on, man.
We couldn't challenge that play. That you can't challenge that type of call.
It was in the minute. It was in the after the 2 minutes. But man, that's y'all job, officials. That's y'all job. What? And see, that's another thing, Tidy. Why should I be wasting challenges on stuff that you supposed to be doing? Because I could use that challenge later on in the game. I might need that challenge later on in the game. I got to go and correct a bad call or a no call that you didn't make during the game. Come on, man. No. Hey, man, I miss Johnny Greer. I really miss Johnny Greer.
So let me ask y'all this: going back to something we touched on before, like, what are y'all thoughts on our center Dahlman? Like, are you concerned at this point, or you think he can work himself out of it? Because every game, we're seeing a bad snap from him, and that could cause turnovers, or it cause quarterback to get out of his rhythm. Billy Ray, are you concerned about that? Are you gonna work himself out of it? How do you feel?
No, I'm good with Hennessy, man. Dahlman is good. I think he's a good backup. But clearly, every game we're having snap issues, whether it be from Mariota or Dahlman. I mean, at some point, you got to put the film on or practice or something like, hey, what's up with Hennessy? Because technically, last year, Hennessy didn't do a bad job. I mean, true enough, we sucked last year on offensive line, but at the same time, Hennessy didn't do a bad job when it comes to the snaps with Ryan.
Right, I totally agree. To me, I don't think Hennessy was bad enough to lose his job. What you think, John?
Hennessy, to me, last year, man, Hennessy was a turnstile last year. Okay. You got Jake Matthews, you got Mayfield, and then you had Hennessy. Now, between those three on that left side, you had some problems, because Hennessy was always susceptible to that blitz that was coming straight at him. That A-gap blitz on either side of the center. He was always susceptible to that. And with the fact that Matt Ryan wasn't going to throw no further than 15 yards downfield, everybody was just, crowding that area and blitzing through that spot. Now, you got, and the way that things have set themselves up, you're either going to have a good snapper but a bad weak blocker, because there was so many times Hennessy, and this is what I used to see, and I got it, I watched tape and I looked, but Hennessy looked like a dead roach all the time. I mean, just on the ground, just like it all the time. Okay, either you're gonna have a good snapper and a bad blocker, or a bad snapper and a good blocker, because Dahlman does block. Dahlman does hold people out this year with this new way that they're blocking. Because see, man, like I said,
okay, see, John, you about to hit on a key thing. We have not, and I know you just can't switch players in and out like this, but we have not seen Hennessy get the privilege of blocking in a revamped offense.
Now, would you? Okay. Now,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because this is now, Tyler, you hit on something. This is a revamped offense here because, see, man, you know what? Did you see this in preseason? I mean, this stuff that I'm seeing here now, I didn't see in preseason. The way that the line was blocking and the way that they were moving and shifting, the pre-snap motion where everybody was getting a bunch and then spread out. Then you have some motion back and forth. They would move McGarry and Lindstrom from the right side over to the left side and run power I on that side or either come back on the back side. I had never seen that. And I've been blown away ever since the New Orleans game about how well they blocked. Because, you know what? Because I was judging from what it was that I saw last year. I was looking at what I was seeing last year, man, because last year, man, McGarry, you remember what I used to be saying about McGarry? I said, that man got a bad oil pump. Why this man out here? You know, I thought I was so scared that man was gonna drop dead on the field. I couldn't describe it, man. You know, but now I said, good grief, man. I mean, the way that we've run over four teams we have just run the ball down their throat. And I haven't seen physicality out of the Falcons like this since, man.
Harvey Dahl. Tyson Claiborne.
Oh, man. I mean, even better than that. When Dan Henning was here with Gerald Riggs and that offensive line that we had then, you know, we were getting him 1,000 yards and stuff, man, because even Dan Reeves' teams weren't this physical, man. I mean, we are knocking people out the box, knocking them down. And something else that I pointed out during the game. When the last time you saw the Falcons win a pile? Running back trying to run, and the Falcons get behind the running back trying to push him. Usually we get knocked back. Yeah. But now Falcons are knocking people back the other way. I said, man,
that was a Super Bowl season last time I seen that. Alex Mack and Devontae used to do that. Let me ask y'all this real quick. Speaking of McGarry, all right. So the Falcons did not pick up his 5th-year option, and I think we all can agree he's playing a lot better thus far this year. Do you give him a contract in free agency? The price tag could be higher if he continues to play well because he's going to be unrestricted. Or do you go into the draft and find you another guy, or do you go into free agent and find you another guy? Like, what are y'all thoughts on McGarry? I'm not going to say he's playing good football or great football. I will say he's playing better. What are y'all thoughts about free agency with Caleb McGarry?
I would say we keep him for the simple fact that you seen how he was last year and seeing the progress he's made this year. I think he's earned, for right now, a contract with the Falcons simply because of what we saw for him last year. And last year, I mean, that our offensive line is set up for the run, a mobile quarterback. Matt Ryan made our offensive line suck. With the exception of Wilkerson, that's the same offensive line we had last year. And you see the difference that they all have made this year with this new system that they have implemented. And McGarry, all of them are thriving. So I would say, yeah, I would give him another contract. But this season here is dependent on whether he get another contract because they didn't get on his contract because of what he did last year. And now he's showing them like, hey, I can ball, man.
Right. Good point. What about you, John?
For continuity's sake, keep it. For continuity's sake, I keep him. Because the thing is, once you get a group of offensive linemen, hey, you got to keep them together. And see, and Tidy, you touched on something. Now, this man, your head coach, in 4 games has made gasoline out of goat cheese. with folk you found off the shelf at Big Lots, Dollar General, sprinkled in with a few draft picks. Look at this team, man.
Yeah.
Look at this team. This is a rebuilding year now. Remember, this is a rebuilding year. This is, or you could say this is the second year of a rebuild. Look at what this team doing, man.
I'm gonna say, John, that I'm gonna call it a rebuilding year because to me, you don't truly enter your rebuilding phase until you move past your 12, 13, 14, 15 year quarterback.
True. You're right. So this is a rebuilding year. That even makes the job that's being done even better. That makes the job that's being done even better because, see, man, look, people are looking and noticing what we are doing. Now, the test doesn't get any easier because you know where we got to go next week. Now, we beat them. And we can beat them.
Oh, yeah.
We can beat them. You beat them next week. Man, look here. Y'all, I know Sports Illustrated ain't the main magazine no more, but you going on the cover.
You think we can make the cover at 3-2, John?
Look, and see, 3-2 against the GOAT. 3-2 against the GOAT. And see, thing is that everybody knows we should have won the New Orleans game. This one against Tampa Bay, down there, man, look, I'm telling you, the thing is, the team that we have right now is built for outside football. We built for it.
All right, y'all. Let's address some of our comments real quick. Billy Ray, I'm gonna let you go at this first, and then John, you can answer after him. But we got a question, and this coming from YouTube from PK. He says, "Do you think Coach Smith makes this team look better because we have Mariota on offense?" What do you think, Billy Ray?
I believe so too. I mean, there's continuity there with Arthur Smith and Mariota. He trusts them. He already know the offense, and you see what he's doing. True enough, Mariota is a stopgate. He's not our guy, right. But you seeing what he's doing with Mariota, and our offense is just going to continue to improve and get better. You see how he inverted Hutley, and Hutley came out the gates like man, he was about to lose his life. You know what I'm saying? So and it's just gonna continue to get better. So I think A. Smith is doing a great job of what he's got to deal with, people that he's playing with.
Well stated. What about you, John?
Mariota, as I've said many times this year, Mariota has been on the shelf for 2 years. He's been a backup at with the Raiders for 2 years. This new quarterback that you just got, he's just coming to the league. And that's why I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the coaching. Who's coaching it? Okay. I don't think that either one of these quarterbacks is getting the quality type quarterback coaching that they need for Mariota to get better, Jake Ritter to be ready. Because, see, you got a running backs coach that has nothing but running back experience all through his tenure. He's the quarterback coach. Now, I got a problem with that because the thing is, the quarterback is the most prestigious player on the field. Your team goes offensively because of your quarterback and the decisions that he makes out there on the field because he's the field general. Mariota right now is nothing more than a game manager. But the thing is, gentlemen, I see the kernels of a good quarterback in there by some of the throws that he makes. Okay, he has made some good throws in tight windows, precision type throws on the move, but then he messes up. He throws interceptions high. He's throwing balls off his back foot, things of that nature. Now, a quarterback coach is supposed to be able to tell you watch your motion, watch what you're doing on the field, and tell you what to do when you're doing those things to get better. I'm trying to figure out how a running back coach in his second year as a quarterback coach is going to do that with nothing but running back in your resume. But the crazy part about it, Dave Ragone was quarterbacks coach up there in Chicago or whatever, and he's coaching wide receiver. Come on, man. See, I'm just saying, Mariota up until this point, being a game manager is okay. But like I said earlier in our discussion, gentlemen, they filming you, they watching you. They are going to peep out that the only thing you're doing is just managing the game, Mariota. I'm going to stop the run and make you win the game. Now,
all right.
What's going on?
All right, let me read this statement too. And Billy Ray, I want you to actually address this because it has something to do with the last statement you made. Facebook user says, I don't know why we say he's not our guy. He is a starting quarterback. If he can make a playoff run, he's not going anywhere. They will extend him. So hypothetically speaking, Marcus Mariota finds a way to get this team in the playoff. Do you then give him a 4-year extension?
No. Do not give him a 4-year extension because you drafted Ritter to be the successor of Matt Ryan. Mariota, we all know he was just a stopgate to let Ritter learn the process, learn the system, learn what to do on your days off, days on. So, no, you don't give him that extension. I'm more so of like, okay, you got more Mariota there. Our goal is to see what Ritter has right now. But if Mariota continues to play the way he's playing, he gets us to the playoff, you ride that wave, but you stick to the script. If Mariota is good enough, you extend him another 1-year contract, keep him on the bench, and let Ritter start. Because that's what you drafted him for, is to learn the system and to let him go. I wouldn't give Mariota a 4-year extension to be the helm of the Falcons because that's what you drafted Ritter for. And to say this too, I mean, I know we talked about it last week, Toddy, but I'm on the board of letting Ritter play. And this is why I say this. It's because next year's draft, we got some cream of the crops coming out. You need to see what you got in Ritter. That way you don't have to waste a draft pick on one of those quarterbacks coming out. If Ritter's our guy, then we know what we have. We could put a number 1 pick on a defensive lineman or a linebacker or whatever the case may be. But if Mariota continues to be hot, then the question is going to be, so next year draft, okay, what do we do? But that's that question. No, I wouldn't give Mariota the extension. I wouldn't.
John, do you extend him if he makes the playoffs?
Yeah.
John said he gives him an extension.
And I'll make it short, Toddy. Matt Ryan. When you drafted Matt Ryan, there was no person that you had. You threw Matt Ryan right into the fire. Why didn't we do Ritter like that if you said that he was the face of the franchise? Because Matt Ryan had to learn the offense that Mike Mularkey brought here. He had to learn OJT. All right. Why couldn't Ritter? Because they had the training camp where somebody could have beat somebody out. Okay. Because see, now I'm telling you, man, if Mariota gets us to the playoffs, and I'm gonna modify that, I think, Tyler. The thing is, I've got to see how much he contributed toward getting us to the playoffs. Because just because you held down the quarterback position, if you didn't throw and you were just handing the ball off, no, man, no,
like today,
I end you.
Yeah.
Hey, I direct snap to the running back. I don't need you. And see, this is where we headed, gentlemen, after today. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Look, something's got to happen at that quarterback spot to make you viable again. Something's got to happen at that quarterback spot.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, John, I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mariota now, as of today, he has more interceptions than touchdowns.
You're correct.
Oh, definitely. That ain't no question.
So that leads me to say now, okay, we know this. Mariota's going to turn the ball over. He's going to do that.
Yeah.
Why not let our guy Ritter see what he got to do? And I'm all for Mariota. I like. Look, man, the Falcons are excited, man. They are very exciting. Look, the fans are back in the stadium. I mean, everywhere you go, you hear talking about the Falcons. Well, look, Vegas predicted us to win 2 games. 2 games. 2. And we're already there. And I believe, Todd, I believe you said we're going to win, thanks. You said 7 or 8?
I had us at 7-10.
7-10. I give us 8 games this year. And I believe our division, man, our division is up for grabs because Tampa Bay is not Tampa Bay of 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aints, they garbage.
They lost
the
today.
Panthers, they trying to figure out what they trying to go left or right. So it's up for grabs.
Yeah, because Carolina hasn't impressed me. Tampa Bay, not a juggernaut. New Orleans, hey man, they iffy. So hey, the division is wide open. We'll see. But replacing Mariota, I just don't see enough because and just like y'all said, a decision is going to have to be made because you're not paying Ritter that much money. You're not paying Ritter that much money.
Right.
And matter of fact, you paying Mariota more money than you paying Ritter. Matter of fact, you paying Kyle Pitts more than you paying both of them together.
Right. And let me add a caveat in here too, y'all. The Falcons were smart. Fontenot was smart. Art Smith was smart. They have a team option for Mariota next year. Mm-hmm. So if they do make it to the playoffs with Mariota and they want to keep riding that train, they can just pick up the team option for next year, which I think is only $12 million. And they'll keep him on the team. But if they do decide to hand the franchise over to Desmond Ritter, or possibly, hey, Bryce Young, Stroud, Will Levis, go draft the quarterback, they can let him go and they don't face any financial penalties. So we actually have a lot of great options in our favor as in regards to Marcus Mariota's contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this comment to you, John, and tell us your thoughts. This is from Eric Parker. It says, do you think Arthur Smith will have a complete team in the next 2 to 3 years if their record is better than this year? In other words, keeping his job. So do you think this team, I'm assuming he's asking, do you think you will have a Super Bowl contending team within the next 2 to 3 years?
We got a Super Bowl contending team right now. I'm going to tell you that.
John, you think this is a Super Bowl contending team?
Look
now,
look. Okay. Who's better than us right now?
Who's better?
In the NFC. Who's better than us in the NFC right now? Just looking at our performance.
I would say the Eagles are clearly a better team than the Falcons right now.
Okay. Now.
They 4-0, is that?
Okay. Now, Eagles are 4-0. Who next? Because, see, now, I see a big gap between the Eagles and everybody else.
You know what? I can better answer that after the Tampa Bay game tonight because I got to see what they do tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. See, there you go. See, that's my point. We aren't that far off of everybody else. We're not that far off. Even with this bargain basement, ragtag, fugitive fleet of misfit puzzle pieces, we're not that far off. What did y'all just say? We excited. Okay, we excited. And the excitement part turns into anxiety and unpredictability for the opponents that we're playing.
Hold on, John. Let me. I got to play devil's advocate now.
Okay.
I'm happy to win, but we got to keep in mind we beat Jacoby Brissett and we beat Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready to say a Super Bowl contender team until we beat a top tier team with a top tier quarterback and not a backup.
We going after that next week.
Fair enough.
That's why I said what I said earlier. You beat Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You beat Tom Brady. Or I'm gonna say this: you scare Tom Brady. You scared the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm telling you.
If we beat the Bucks, man, they're definitely gonna put us in the spotlight.
Yes.
They're definitely gonna put us in the spotlight.
And
I can agree to that.
What did we agree on just a few minutes ago? We can beat them.
Yeah.
We can beat them. As long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot. I mean, man, we like I said, it's just like coming out the club, the man gonna rob you, he got a gun on you. No, that's all right, boss. Don't use a gun. I just beat myself upside the head with a 2x4, and you can take the money after I knock myself out. That's what we've been doing.
All right, Billy Ray, I got one here for you. This comes from PK on YouTube. It says, how many games do we have to win to consider this rebuilding season a success? So in your eyes, how many wins this year would you say, you know what? We had a successful season. And that's for you, Billy Ray. You there, Billy Ray? All right, well, John, answer that for me. He might be having technical difficulties.
Hey, Billy Ray, can you hear us? I thought he might. Yeah, he might not be able to hear us. But I'm going to say with this schedule we got here now, I'll say 8 games.
8 games?
I'll say 8 games because this is a way harder schedule than the one we had last year. We won 7 games with that one. But with this schedule right here, 8 games.
I think I can agree with that because I had us at 7. So if we win 8 or 9, I would say 9 because that means you are a winning team. You 500. You still there, Billy Ray?
Yeah, I'm back now. I was breaking it real bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
You know.
All right. So let me throw that question back to you, Billy Ray. How many games in your opinion, do we need to win this year for you to say that this season was a success?
I give us 8.
8. That's what John said.
8 games. That put us one more than last year. And based off, like John said, we got a scrap metal team, Lowe's, Home Depot workers, man, and they're just scrapping right now. So if they can win 8 games, I'll say that is a success. Now we get more than 8, man. That's like, man, we cooking. We playing with house money.
All right. Somebody here says Ritter was not drafted to be a franchise quarterback. Look at his draft position. We had 3 other rounds to do that. Would y'all agree?
No, not necessarily, because if you look at it, man, if you go back and look at the tape, Ritter was I believe the best choice out of all the quarterbacks that came out. Now the one from Pittsburgh that I forgot his name, he's playing well. Yeah, Pickett. He's playing well. But if you look at the stats, you look at their tape, you put on the tape and you watch all the quarterbacks that got drafted, Ritter was the best pick. Now, due to I don't know why he didn't go first round, but just the way the cookie crumbled, he fell 3. But you just can't go off draft picks, first round, second round, third round, because I had to bring up the GOAT. I mean, the GOAT went round 7, and you look at him now. So you really can't base your first round picks, your second round picks, and say they're not deemed to be franchise quarterbacks.
Gotcha. So we got to take really a wait and see approach. It sounds like what you're saying. Give him an opportunity to see what he do.
Right. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier. Like, I'm true enough. I love Mariota. I love what he's doing to the team. He's a game management. But you drafted Ritter for a reason. You drafted him. And I mean, true enough, we winning right now. The guys are playing real good. They're playing excellent. So you got to ride that wave. But at some point, I think John said the best. You're going to have to make a decision on your quarterback status.
Right.
You got to make a decision. Something got to happen.
Right. All right, John, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, John. All right, John, I'm going to let you answer this question first because y'all know I've been vocal all week about this subject. So I'm going to let y'all handle this one. PK from YouTube says, how much better do you think we would be with Calvin Ridley? And do we keep him once he comes off suspension? What are your thoughts, John? Y'all know what I think, but I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet.
That's going to be a distraction. And I don't mind distractions if you use it as a motivating tool or somebody can hold it over your head to make you give more than what you were getting ready to give for the team. Now, my druthers tell me to let Buddy go because you got two good receivers, big receivers. Cause see now, hey, we were thinking that 6'1" and 6'2" was big. Man, we got 6'4" and 6'6". Okay, and you got Zacchaeus. Now this man came outrun Zacchaeus, and Zacchaeus is the becoming the X factor now. True. You know, right. He's becoming the X factor now. So I would say get those draft picks from Philadelphia, make that deal with Philadelphia, and let Ritter go. Excuse me. Let him go. Riddler. Let the man Riddler. Let the Riddler go.
Billy Ray, your thoughts, sir?
Oh man, I would love to see Ridley back with the Falcons, man. Could you imagine? You got Drake, Kyle Pitts, CP, OZ, and then Ridley to the playing field, man. That just makes our offense more dynamic than it already is. I would love to have him back, but that's just going to be a distraction, man. Because if he come back playing with the Falcons, instead of the Falcons showing what they're doing to improve, showing they win the season, that's all going to be the talk of the town. That's going to be the question Arthur Smith going to have to answer every Falcons meeting. Really, how do you handle Ridley? Really this, really that, man. Really just one player. He's not the team. So I wouldn't put him back on the team. Much as I would love to see him back with the Falcons, but I just think that's too much of a distraction.
Yeah. And as y'all know, I echo both of y'all sentiments, man. I really just think it's in a granted, we get the old Ridley back. Granted, he makes the team better. But I think at this point in time, man, it's just in the best interest of both sides just to get a fresh start. Calvin go to a new team, and we trade him and get whatever draft pick we can get. Because the last two drafts we've drafted pass catchers, so I just think it's best for both sides to move on at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would rather. My bad, John. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bob.
I'd rather have Debo back than Ridley. Be honest with you, I rather see Debo back.
So let's talk about that. Do you think it would be in our best interest to bring Deion Jones back, or do you trade him? It sounds like you were in favor of bringing him back and see what he can offer to the team.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, hands down, Debo is still one of the best linebackers, cover linebackers in the game. Man. I mean, why not try him out? At least give him some film footage for a trade partner before the deadline. Let Debo go out there and ball. Like, hey, he's got it back. So, instead of getting a 4th, 5th round pick, we're looking at a 1st, 2nd round pick for him.
I agree. I would love him to bring. I would love for us to bring Deion back, but unfortunately, I think they really want to trade him for whatever reason. I think this one. I don't know if he don't fit their scheme, or I don't know if maybe something's going on behind the scenes. But it just seems like they're trying to push him out the door. In my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, look, when I saw Debo on special teams, man.
Man, I was like, whoa.
Debo on special teams. I said, they want Debo up out of there, boy. Yeah. They got to get him up out of there.
It's almost like they're playing mind games with him. That's the kiss of death.
Right.
Now, hey, if you knew, you come on special teams, but if they put you back, son,
Yeah.
Because the thing is now, he's not one of Arthur Smith's draft picks. He's not one of his guys. So
Right.
he's really old, as far as loyalty or anything of that nature, hey, bruh, you can go. I can go to the Sears outlet and get what I need now. I don't need you. I mean, and that's what happens. That's what happens a lot of times, man. If you're not that coach's guy or that general manager's guy, you've got to really go above and beyond to impress. That's why I was saying what I was saying about Frank Darby, Mr. the Jokester, running around there getting on YouTubes and TikToks and all that type of stuff. Yeah. That's what, hey, man, you sitting up here doing all this extracurricular. Then, people coming in there, and I get, it might have been a PR thing. They come in and say, oh, who's the funniest man on the team? Frankie is. Man, that coach sit up there looking at that. Oh, I'm going to give you something to laugh at, son. Lap this facility about 4-5 times.
Hey, John, you got Michael Arvin says, unless Debo's a real problem, I think he fit in with the way the secondary is playing.
He possibly may, but like I said, sometimes you may fit in like a right-sized glove on your hand. But if you're not that coach's guy, you are a man out.
True.
Yeah. So
I would at least put him on the field for other people to scout him, to let them see that Debo still got it. That way we can use him as trade options before the deadline. That's what I would do if I was making shot calls. I would put him in the game to let other teams see what he still got and give me some, if not a first, at least two twos for Debo.
Yeah. Because see, hey, they might be the way that they're playing Debo, they might be fattening him up like a Thanksgiving turkey, getting ready to doggone, use him.
Here's a question for y'all. Like when Jalen Mayfield comes back to the team on active status, which I think is another week or two.
Oh, tied in. Come back.
So what?
He can't come back.
Why?
No.
Tell us why, John. Why won't you welcome Mayfield back to your offensive line? Now you spent all day praising your offensive line, but you don't want Mayfield to come back.
Because he wasn't there.
But John, he was a rookie last year, and we threw him into the fire. You want to see if he's gotten any better?
You want to risk that?
Why not? We spent the third round on him.
See, man, I'm telling you, man. The thing is that you got something that's working right now. And Toddy, really, to be truthful, I understand what you're saying. I really understand what you're saying as far as putting him out there to see whether he'll work or not.
Right.
But he did so badly last year, man. It was scary. It was scary. I understand, Toddy. I mean, yeah, y'all put him in there, but doggone close your eyes and turn your head and hold your nose. There ain't no telling what's. Man.
But look though, John. Hey, look, we have his replacement already. When Wilkinson went out last game, they put in Gossett. I think that's his name.
Yeah,
man, he did a great job in replacing Wilkinson. So we got a stopgate there. So Mayfield, man, he kicked rocks, man. He kicked rocks, but
yeah. My concern: one missed block. Your quarterback is gone for the year. Because I think earlier this week I posted something about all of the quarterbacks who've gotten hurt this year. They pocket passers. Most of them are pocket passers where they've gotten the bell rung, and and people I saw people get mad with me talking about how Tua was got hit so doggone bad he was throwing gang signs up. They lit him up.
Damn.
I'm telling you, man, it was scary. It was scary, man.
Yeah.
They lit, and his head bounced off the turf both times. Now, his head hit the turf both times, and pocket passers. He wasn't trying to run. He was trying to pass from the pocket. So far, the running quarterbacks, with the exception of Fields, they okay. And and did you see what Mariota had to run out of in order to save his life today?
Yeah, he had to get out some jams today for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know this right here is not Falcon related, but speaking of Tua, man, I know they fired the guy that was watching over Tua. They gave him the green light to go ahead, but man, Tua team need to sue that whole admin, the whole administration, everybody that allowed that guy to come back in the game. He should have been out from that last game because he had doggone noodle legs that last game. And for him to come back on a short week and play Sunday, man, come on, man. You don't do that. You see, they did Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett got in a doggone car accident with minor abbreviations, and he was ready to play, but they held him out. But you let Tua go back in, and he had a concussion, but they deemed it not a concussion, but you still let him come back and play. Now the guy, who knows, he may not come back the same no more. He's going to be scared to be in the pocket now when he come back to play.
Yeah, you probably have to see him a few gaars now, just for precautionary reasons.
Yeah.
All right, John, let me ask you this question right here that comes from PK because you're definitely an expert here. So here we go. Imagine if Matt Ryan is in this game, it would be like 10 sacks. So my question, John, based on that statement, do you think the offensive line – well, let me ask you this way. Let's just be blunt. Do you think Matt Ryan's skill set or his style of play was holding your offensive line back? Yes or no?
I would say yes. Because I quoted a stat 2 years ago that Matt Ryan was second in the league in time to throw at 2.8 seconds. Okay. The only person above him, I think, was might have been Aaron Rodgers or something. No. Matter of fact, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and a couple of other people had less time to throw in the pocket. When you get rid of that ball, you make your offensive line look good. You make your offensive line look good when you get rid of that ball. Now, there are times that you'll get 3, 4, 5 seconds in the pocket. That's because they're not rushing but 3 or 4, and you got a good enough offensive line to keep them out. Or your defensive line ain't worth 2 flies dead squished and can't get back there. They just standing up there being held up by everybody, and the center looking around for somebody to block because everybody else is occupied. So I've, for the past, 8 years, Tidy and Boss Man, y'all know, I've been putting up videos showing these things that Matt Ryan does, and Mariota does them too. Staring at folk, looking at folk, telling folk where you're getting ready to throw the ball. And if you do that, your receiver's never going to get open. Matter of fact, your receiver's going to get another man covering him because everybody's looking at where you throwing. So, Matt Ryan, with the exception of 2016, you threw touchdowns to 13 different receivers because Kyle Shanahan made sure, stop staring at the man. Look this way, throw that way. Look that way, throw this way. You know where you're going with the ball. They don't. They don't know where you're going with the ball. So if you're doing that, you're telegraphing your throws and making yourself have to hold the ball longer because, see, you don't look at nobody else. And I mean, it's just that simple. It's just that simple,
Oh, okay, real quick, gentlemen. And Billy Ray, I'm going to let you answer that question too also, so hold tight for me. But we're gonna bring all of our tag team partner in here real quickly. Fresh off a victory ride home to Henry County, down there where the police do not play the radio.
Hey, man.
You go to Henry County playing if you want to. You're gonna have a vacation that you never imagined in your life. Mr. Steven Johns, how you doing, sir?
They got the biggest jail in the state, don't they?
They probably got 3 of the biggest jails in the state.
They do. What's up, fellas?
Hey, how's it going, Steve?
Oh man, I was fine. Obviously, I was listening to y'all a little bit on the way in, man. But just I was trying to think about it. Tidy and JR and I don't even know who that is, brother. But salutations to you, my friend. That was the best ride home I've had in a long time from the Benz. And I don't know if y'all talked about it. I'm not gonna get into X and O's. We won the damn game. I'm at a point now where, as a fan, that feeling has been lost, especially in the dome. I think I heard the number. Did I hear 6-18 over the last? Did I hear that right, fellas? Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, 6-18.
Yeah.
That's right.
And today, battling again a 50-50 crowd, Cleveland Browns fans all over the place. I know it can't be that many transplants here, but I guess maybe it is. But
hey, Cleveland travels well.
No, stop that.
Yeah,
everybody Cleveland don't travel well. You can nod your head till it come off, bobblehead. Every team comes in here and takes over this stadium. Every team. Philly,
Steve,
everybody comes in here and takes over this stadium.
The Steelers?
No, bro. Listen to me.
And they do.
Listen, how you gonna tell me sitting on the couch? I'm trying to tell you. Every team that come in here take over this stadium.
Oh no,
I don't come take over the stadium. I ain't talking about the legend of old NFL. I'm talking about every team comes in here and takes over the stadium. Oh, not last year. 3 years ago, Baltimore Ravens came in here and took over.
Hey, Steve. Now, why you selling your tickets to them folk? Why you letting them folk have?
First of all, obviously I don't sell my tickets to them because I'm there. But I'm just trying to say, until we get to a point, and we always wax poetic about the Georgia Dome, because by the time the Georgia Dome was closing, we actually had a 80-20 fan ratio, unless it was the Saints. And in this Benz, because of the PSL, because of other things, and because of not winning, other teams come in here and take over. And it was no different today. And I'm not disappointed in Atlanta fans. Atlanta fans want to wait until we get a winner. Well, hopefully we can build on today. It wasn't pretty. Doesn't have to be pretty. They don't say pretty win, and lost and close loss. They say win and loss. We won the game today. We'll figure it out tomorrow. But I'm celebrating the win today, fellas. I just thought that was just awesome to see that today.
Right. And Steve, I got to bring you in to put you on the hot seat. We had a question in the comments. John answered the question, and Billy Ray gonna follow up after you. But do you think through 4 games the offensive line looks well? I'm trying to dress it up. I'm just be blunt. Do you think Matt Ryan was holding the offensive line back? That's what I asked John, and I'm asking you that too.
Yeah, asking John is like, I don't even know why.
Getting somebody to tell the truth. Getting somebody to tell the truth. Tell him, Steve.
He's been telling the truth. He's been singing that to me. Tidy, since 2018, after 2018, because let's not forget, 2018 was his second best statistical year as an Atlanta Falcon. Since that year, Matt Ryan has looked old, he's moved old, and every now and then he takes just enough cortisone to get that arm to throw the ball down the field and do what he needs to do. The offensive line can't give you 6 seconds, man. We can't give you 6. Sometimes we need you to get that thing out in 3, or do like our buddy today, Mariota, who did not have the greatest accurate day today, but at least gives us opportunities. That OZ play doesn't happen without Mariota, y'all. Let's not try to fool ourselves. If we would have had Iceman in that position, we would be going home again with another loss. So to answer your question, yes, Matt Ryan has made this offensive line look horrible, because you can't tell me, Tidy, in 1 year, an offensive line that looked as bad as we've seen, all of a sudden this year is putting up games with 200 yards. Dude, we got undrafted free agents running for 60 yards on the play. We got 4th-round draft picks running down the field on play. We had 200 yards today. You can't sit here and tell me the 2021 version improved that much. I hope that answered your question.
It definitely did.
Ask him what you asked me about who coming back now. You should ask him that one.
Okay, I will. Let me let Billy Ray go. What do you think, Billy Ray?
That's right. Billy Ray, go ahead, Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm in agreement with Unc, man. I mean, if you take away Wilkerson, right, this is the same exact offensive line Matt Ryan had, and put the Browns up against Matt Ryan 10+ sacks with an L today. Now you install Mariota, and Mariota's not great. He's a game manager, like we all said, but he made our offensive line thrive. Why? Because he know how to move around in the pocket when the pocket collapses. You can't hold the ball 6 seconds. Those days are long gone. You got 2-3 seconds and out. If you can't find a hole, you move around the pocket like Mariota has done. Matt Ryan held the offensive line back. Like I said, this is the same exact line with the exception of Wilkerson that Matt Ryan had, and these guys look like studs now.
And Billy Ray, you put it right on the mark when you start talking about look like studs. Again, we went 10 play. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting up there watching, and I was like, is that Huntley? What? What?
Man,
I mean, he handed the ball. I was thinking Mariota was going to mess around and fumble the ball on one of those things. But all he had to do, a la Georgia Tech 2015, was hand the ball off to the back. And we gashed that team 200 yards, Titan. Billy, right? 200 yards.
200 yards. 202.
Come on, man. That's not, I mean, we got to give these folks credit. And I'm looking at your thing right quick, Titan. I'm sorry. I
go ahead, Steve. You know you're the point guard. Go ahead.
Dude, this comment right here, Mike. Dude, I got the worst prescription in ABG probably. I'm sure that these are trifocals. And if you can't see the difference that Mariota's athletic ability is doing in these games, bro, I can't tell you. I can't show you. Come on, man. I don't care about these stats you just putting out here. 175, 38 yards. Dude, he winning the game. And if he doesn't do the things that he do, we wouldn't have had an opportunity to win.
We won't be 2 and 3.
See the OZ play today? Did you see the play where he fell on his behind and fumbled the ball and had the know-it-all to throw the ball out of bounds so we could go back to the line of scrimmage? Little stupid plays that everybody else say, oh, well, that's pretty dumb. No, man, we got to start getting out of our behind with that stuff, man. Nobody's telling you Mariota is all that.
Hey, look, Steve. Hey, look, Steve.
I see it. Hey, look, we wouldn't even be 500.
Again, I can't sit here and try to tell you how to watch. I'm not an expert, and I know you're not an expert, Mike. But, dude, I don't care. You know what you don't want to be? You don't want to be 0-4. You don't want to be 1-3. So if you want to pick on that, that's fine, bro. We 2-2. Okay, we 500. I mean, what? So what? We weren't 500 last year. I think we were one time we got 500. But come on,
didn't
man.
last long.
They didn't last long.
But hey, let me throw something at you right quick that I just remembered. You remember the last time we played Cleveland?
The I'm Dangerous game, Mr. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Oh, it was right after Atlanta United won the championship Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to fly up to Arthur Blank left the Atlanta United game and flew up to Cleveland. And was mad as all get out about how bad we looked up there with Matt Ryan. Okay. With Matt Ryan, and see, like Steve's saying, see, the eye test, man, you got to use the eye test. The stats, yes. But if you look at the stats, all of Matt Ryan's yards were between the 20s. All of his yards were between the 20s. Okay, we were the best between the 20s team in the National Football League, but you have to go beyond the 20-yard line to score. All those good gaudy passing stats and all that. Come on, man. No, that's where stats versus the eye test, those stats fall woefully short. They fall woefully short because and Steve, I got to ask you, the crowd, the Falcons crowd down there, okay, what were you getting from them? What were you getting from them down there, Steve?
It was when we had the ball, that you definitely could tell we might have been, I'm going to say 60-40 Falcons, Cleveland. Cleveland came to represent. Mm-hmm. When we scored, when our defense made big plays, and again, the defense didn't play great, but when it was time to make big plays, 4th down on the first drive, stopping them from scoring a touchdown and kicking the field goal. And the crowd, they have the little Ryan Cameron goes into third down, and all that. The crowd really got into it, and especially in the 4th quarter when it mattered. We drowned out the dog pound. I didn't see Snoop up there at all, but I saw a lot of folks the dog pound. We quieted all of them at the end. You should have heard them because I might have been talking a little bit after the game, but I was letting them know how much we appreciated their attendance in the game and that they could find their way to martyr after the game was over. but it was, the crowd was really into it. And when D. Alford, again, cast off, Huntley cast off. And I say cast off meaning not expected to make roster guys, making differences in the team.
You're right.
These type of things that I think as a fan, you don't have an appreciation for. These guys were coming into the year. Everybody said we were the 31st or 32nd rated team this year. And after Tom Brady gets beat today, we're going to probably be 2-2. So, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you we're going to be 12-5, but I am telling you it's entertaining football. And I'd rather be a fan watching my team be entertaining, and have an opportunity to win, as opposed to I don't even know who's the worst two. Who hasn't won a game yet this year? I don't even know.
Is it the Cardinals?
Is the Cardinals 0-3? No. Cardinals came back on the Raiders for that one game.
Oh, it's the Raiders, actually. It's the Raiders.
Raiders. Ask a Las Vegas Raider fan, would they rather be in the Falcons position right now with a guy they just gave away to us with no problem? I don't know, man.
And see, and as I said before, we rebuilding and looking like this with players from, it's just like the movie Major League, man. We just like the movie Major League. I'm the one, man. Look here. I'm just saying.
And whose picture are we undressing there? What lady are we taking off the clothes for, John?
I talk with you later on.
All right.
All right, Steve.
Always want to put my business all over.
Steve, let me ask you the real quick question, because we'll address this. We about to close up, but two guys I want to know what you bring back to this team, and we've already answered this, and we want to know your answer. First guy, Calvin Ridley. Would you welcome him back out of suspension or no?
Okay. Y'all know I'm not on screen. I'm an elder at church, and I usually try to keep myself very low PG here. There's a word before Calvin Ridley that may start with a letter before G that I would say.
It's still Sunday, Steve. Come on now. It's still Sunday.
I didn't say anything.
You trying to talk like me right now.
I didn't say that.
Don't let Steve fool you. See, this ain't Communion Sunday. See,
actually, this is Communion Sunday, heathen. It is the first Sunday of the month.
Oh man.
Oh, that is drinking. Today is drinking Sunday. Drink a wine and crackers Sunday.
I can't do it, Tidy. Right now, if you're looking at the makeup of this team and you're looking at the energy of this team, why do I need to bring him into any mix? And this was before the days win. Right. Why would I do? Why? And I saw you talking about this the other day, and I was just like saying, "Are y'all not listening to what he's talking about? What? I don't get it. What is the fascination? You know what my fascination is? Getting a second round or first round pick for him.
Right.
Keep him healthy.
Right.
That's right.
Good luck on your next team, Calvin.
Good luck on your next team, and give me my draft pick.
Right. I got one more for you. Now, John already told me, do not bring this guy back to his team. Okay. I'm willing to give him a shot, but John cut me down. He said, hell no.
Okay.
Mr. Jalen Mayfield.
I'm going to tell you why I'm a little torn with Jalen Mayfield. Because now we're seeing that, as I stated before, it might not have been all him. Now, we've seen him in his worst.
John?
I think you can still use him as a backup play. Look, if it's anything else, it's familiarity. And I will say this. Jalen Mayfield, if Lord forbid something happens long-term to Wilkerson, Jalen Mayfield is going to a line now that has built some confidence. He's going to a line now that he knows if he come in there messing up, his other comrades are going to be looking at him. So I think you have zero to lose. We're paying him pennies. I think he knows he wants to be part of that rotation now, but I wouldn't get rid of. I mean, why? I mean, I don't understand. That's a whole different animal than Calvin Ridley. I'd keep Mayfield.
That's what I was trying to tell Mr. Harris. Hey, man, what would it hurt? Give him one more shot with a revamped offense.
Hey, look, to answer that question, we have a replacement for Mayfield, in which when Wilkerson got hurt, Gossett stepped in and did a phenomenal job in replacing Wilkerson. And like I said, his thing with Mayfield had, true enough, it was his fault. I blame a lot on Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan wasn't able to move outside the pocket. This is the same offensive line that he had. However, Mayfield has made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and then add some more mistakes to that. It's just he just can't cut it.
And even in the preseason.
Even in the preseason.
Yeah.
Even in the preseason. So why hold on to something that don't want to be held? Let it go.
Can I ask you one question though, Billy? Because versatility is hard to come by sometimes in the NFL. You're talking about Jalen Mayfield, who people keep forgetting. He could play dual positions. And yes, Wilkerson got hurt, but what happens if Lindstrom gets hurt? I know there is nothing that seems to be negative about him from an outside standpoint. I mean, people, they talk good. Coach even talked good about him when he was making mistakes in preseason. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I just have a little heart for the dude. I'd give him one more year. I mean, it's not like he's playing now. So let's hope we don't get to come to this decision to bring him on. But you can never have too many offensive linemen on the side for me. I keep him in. But I understand everything you said. You made a valid point.
Right.
Keeping Jalen Mayfield is just like a buck-toothed woman trying to eat corn on the cob through a picket fence.
See, this is that part of the thing, fellas, where I apologize because John and I have this thing. See, because when he come up with the old 1950 references that sometimes I'm even losing, because I'm even trying to wonder what the buck-toothedness of the woman would have to do with anything.
When he on the line, he ain't there. When Mayfield is on the line, he ain't there. I mean, man, I'm telling you, look. I just like I was telling him earlier.
He on that white Hennessy, Steve.
You know it, brother. He is.
Don't even, and Hennessy either. Because see, both of them jokers were laying on the ground like real kill roaches.
Toddy, you better tell them.
The running back. Now I know y'all used to see, and that's why I was talking about Mike Davis so much. Me and Steve go back and forth about Mike Davis. He had to jump over dead offensive linemen and even in order to get started last year. Okay, because the offensive linemen, they had knocked them back into the backfield. This man can't even get any traction running because he's trying not to step on his own teammate to take off running. Now, see, and just like I've been saying for the past 3 weeks, I don't know whether they put gasoline or gunpowder or alligator syrup in these jokers' food. This offensive line, I don't recognize these people, man. I don't recognize them. I mean, they are road grading, pushing people out the way. Steve, and I was telling them earlier, look, when was the last time that you saw, say, for instance, you had a running back running and he got stopped by the defense, but then the offensive line got behind him? When was the last time you saw the offensive line and the running back fall forward instead of getting knocked back?
Probably 2015 when we drafted Devontae Freeman.
The GOAT, the GOAT Freeman.
Probably.
When
he was raw in 15.
Yeah.
When he was raw in 15.
Because see, man, I mean, we were the offensive line today. I saw them today and last week. They knocking people forward.
And listen, John, Cleveland couldn't do anything about it. I mean, I don't know that y'all watched I'm sure y'all did every single carry. Dude, they were pushing the line back 2 yards before Huntley was even hitting the hole. So Huntley had, and these were up the middle, to the right, one to the left. I mean, they were literally like just impressing their will upon Cleveland. And I'm kind of surprised the next drive they didn't stay to it because I'm telling you, their defense couldn't stop the run. What was everybody talking about before the game, Toddy? What did they say about us? What do we need to do?
Run the ball.
And stop the run.
And run the ball.
I think we contained Chubb and Hunt. I don't think we contained them.
They were.
You would have won money if you would have said Atlanta was going to run for more rushing yards than Cleveland today.
But man, they were holding all day long and wasn't getting no calls. They were holding Grady. They were holding who is that, number 9 getting back there. I mean, they were holding everybody.
Carter.
Carter. Oh, that's another thing, Steve. Toddy, how much time you got? I don't want to keep you up or anything.
I was actually going to go ahead and let Steve. You going on today?
Yeah, I'm going to go on about 5 minutes after you get off. But I did want to ask real quick before, because Billy Ray, let me ask you a question. if you had one of your fellow people you stream with say that they were trying to trade one of the great defensive linemen who's got his 3rd sack in a row in a game, would you qualify him as being a little off center, or would you say he was wrong about how? Because last I checked again, in crunch time, 97 is doing this thing, Billy. Billy, and I'm talking to you. It's not just me and you in the room. I'm talking to you because I'm trying to see where that guy is.
John
told me.
I knew I was gonna get dragged into this sometime. Get dragged into this one.
Hey, I ain't gonna call the names, but I think it's the other guy that wear glasses like me and you. But yeah,
well,
but now I'm gonna tell you now. All he needed was some help. All he needed was some help. That's what I've been begging for the longest.
I would like to hear that from our host mouth for a minute. Just to, I'd like to hear his rebuttal to that comment.
Hey, time eat that crow.
I told y'all about my twin Marty. y'all tend to not to want to believe me, but I got a twin, identical twin. I'm Toddy, and you got Marty Jones. When you see the brown liquor come out, that's right. Marty. Be want to trade everybody.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Steve, he was sipping. To be fair, he was sipping and he was smoking. Now I don't know. Now I've been trying to get him to come up to the legitimate cigar bar, but I think he like to smoke his own brand.
Hey,
he's smoking his own brand.
All kidding aside, 97 on a mission, fellas.
Man,
Grady doing the thing out there, man. Grady's doing the thing
on a mission.
Man, he's free. Grady is free. Grady is free. What's his name? Rush, and is that Abdullah played today, right?
Dubicate, whoever's
98, right?
I want to see.
Is Abdullah 98?
But see, the help that Grady is getting, plus those blitz packages that they're putting in, man, Grady is getting free. And man, they held Grady. Man, it was two jokers had Grady sandwiched up one time, man. He looked like doggone, looked like a liverwurst and cheese sandwich, man. I mean, they had that joker bottled up and he couldn't move because both linemen had their arms around him just like that. And I'm sitting up here, I'm looking at the fit. See, Steve, that's why I can't sit down there near this field. Because see, now I go down there and start asking some questions with a 2x and a 38. I can see it. I can see this.
Hey, we gotta get some credit too, y'all, to our young rookie Abel Cody, man. He be flashing out there and creating some pressure on the quarterback. That helps out Grady too sometimes.
They hold him, man. 47 is getting held every
time. They hold him, man.
He is going underneath. I saw 2 plays today, Toddy, where he was literally going underneath and dude had his jersey like this, and not Arthur Smith, the other coach, sat there and he threw his hat down, and the referee was about to give him a penalty, but they are literally holding 47.
Yeah, like John was calling it all in the game thread.
Yeah, they were killing him. They were absolutely killing him.
And they were doing it last. The Rams were doing. Seattle was doing it. The Rams were doing it. I mean, the Falcons are so fast getting back there, they have no choice but to hold them. But the referee got to call it because, see, the thing is, okay, everybody, the other people that were in the thread, the defense, sorry. The defense not getting back there. We don't have a pass rush. I said, no, y'all need to watch and see whether that man's number moved. Because, see, if it's 74 and it turned into 4, that means somebody uniform getting grabbed, okay? And, you see numbers. Hey, a long time ago when they had those numbers that stuck on your jersey and you would see half the number hanging off around about the third quarter. You were holding that man. You were pulling on that doggone man jersey and uniform and stuff. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So see, now we're gonna start. hey, we're gonna start putting Vaseline on the uniform. Okay, you want to hold? All right, we're gonna give you something to hold there, buddy.
Yeah, and let me go ahead and eat my crow. Yes, I was trying to get Grady Jarrett traded out of Atlanta. I want John. I want to send him to Hartsfield, John. I was wrong. I eat my crow because he balling out of control. He saved 2 games today. Grady, dear sir, I apologize. I was totally wrong. I'm damn sure glad they didn't listen to shit I said.
Grady, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Grady?
I must apologize.
You did right, Toddy. If you say it fast, it don't hurt it, man.
Toddy, he said, "Damn you."
You go ahead. And, don't try to taste the crow. Just herb and swallow it. Just spoon it and swallow it. And drink something right after. It don't taste so bad.
Hey, but I tell you what, y'all. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody coming on the live. Billy Ray, thank you. John from Union City, thank you. My ancient elder brother Steve, thank you. This has been real. Our first win in our stadium this year, so it's been real. It's been fun, and everybody that's watching now, stay tuned. Steve is coming on right after me. His broadcast will be pinned to the top of our group. And Steve, let them know where they can find you on YouTube, brother.
I'll be on Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube, y'all. Make sure y'all check us out. Thanks, Toddy. I appreciate that, brother.
No problem at all. Anybody got any final words before we clock out?
I'm good.
Hey, ready for next Sunday, man. Ready to beat them Bucks and be a real legitimate team out here, man.
All day, every day.
Yeah,
and we're gonna put in some money to get John a new TV. It's been a while since we seen that little 5-inch up there. About that, Toddy, I think we had that little mat box up above his head.
Oh, you know what? Right, I need to put some water in my phone because I believe the radiator overheating in the phone there. But
I got that Obama phone.
Yeah, but I'm going to start a late night show to catch all of the night hours. The folk they can't sleep, just like Steve. Because I know he's going to try to come in. And, I welcome anybody to come in. We're going to look at some film. We're going to look at some tape. And we're going to argue and fuss just like I normally do. And don't be scared. Come on in here.
Y'all heard it from John. Hey, but we're going to get out of here, y'all. But once again, thank you, everybody. I appreciate the love, ABG. Stay tuned for Uncle Steve's show. It'll be broadcast to the top of our group. Hey, Tampa Bay, y'all officially on the clock.
Yes, sir.
You on deck.